Mikey. Here's the start of my first vlog, all right? What I'm going to start doing now, this is my horizontal boring machine, all right? It's manufactured by a company named Ritter, and it's an awesome machine, all right? What it does, it drills, there's two motors here, they're Baldor motors, they're Lisa motors, and they're 2 horsepower each, and I can mount up to 4 drill bits. It has a drill chuck in here that each chuck can hold 1 drill bit, and there's 4 of them there. So I can drill up to 4 holes at one time. For the most part, I'm only doing 1 or 2 holes at the most, all right? Right now, there's 1 hole, there's 1 drill bit, and I'm getting ready to put together a mirror door, a frame for a mirror, that's going to be a door over top of a shoe cabinet, all right? That's the first project I'm working on. I have a project where I have 4 pieces to make for a client up in Manhattan, which is about an hour and a half ride north of here. They wanted a coffee table with mahogany legs and a Carrara marble top, 22-inch round. They want a night table with turn legs. They want a dresser, and they want a mirror frame, all right, a full-height mirror to hang on a wall, all right. So, and it's in a style called mid-century modern, which, like I said earlier, I'm 65 years old. I grew up in the 50s and 60s, and back then we had a style that was very popular in both, not just cabinetry and furniture, but architecture as well. It was called modern, all right. It was simple lines, plain. It had an emphasis on making small rooms larger, small houses look larger, and it was a very popular theme that came in somewhere in the 30s, but it reached its heyday in the 40s and the 50s, and by the early 60s it was gone. It's back again today. It's called mid-century modern, and like in this particular apartment up in Manhattan, it's a small apartment with small rooms, a mid-century style furniture. It kind of takes roomy furniture that looks smaller and generates a larger looking space that it's placed into. So that's what makes it popular, all right? So at any rate, what I'm going to be doing, I've got to make a mirror frame. The client has a electrical panel board on their wall, all right? And it's a rough cutout in a sheetrock. It looks ugly and all, and I think they had a picture hanging over to hide it. And what they did, they wanted a mirror frame, a large full-height mirror frame, mounted on the wall. They have one of those little 12-inch wide ones, about 4 foot high, mounted to the back of the bedroom door. And it's not cutting the mustard. She wanted to have a larger mirror to see more of whatever they look at when they look at themselves. So when I looked at this, I'm just under 6 foot tall, and this electrical panel is just about even with my face. It's about this high off the floor, all right, 5.5 foot to the center. All right, so I'm thinking, you know, I saw in her master bedroom in their closet that she's tight for space. It's a small closet, and this woman, like a lot of women today, have tons and tons of shoes. They spend more money on shoes than you and I could shake a stick at, all right? So at any rate, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to make a mirror frame that's roughly 2 foot wide by 6 foot tall. So instead of just making a mirror frame and hanging on the wall, which it was just going to be on a wire, and they wanted to be able to just lift it off if they need to access the electrical panel. I said, well, she needs more storage for all these shoes. All her shoes are knots, and she's got them lined up all over the walls, all right? Not just in the closet, in her dressers and all. So I said, I know I can make a closet or a cabinet about 4 inches deep. That's all they need, because I measured most of her shoes. They're only about 3.5 inches wide, and they're all only about 8 or 9 inches long. And most of them are heeled shoes. So I said, you know what, I can make this a cabinet that's the same size as the mirror, 2 foot by 6 foot, but I'm going to make it 4 inches deep, and then the frame will actually be a door. The mirror frame will be a door, and I'll just have a bunch of adjustable shelves. I'll be able to get almost a dozen shelves in there, and this is a place to hide some, not all, but probably a dozen or more pairs of shoes in there. I let them know about this. They went for it a heartbeat. What I'm doing is I'm cutting out the back of there's going to be a plywood back on the cabinet. I'm going to cut out a square in the back right where the door to the panel, the electrical panel is. And because the shelves are adjustable, they're just sitting on clips. If they need to access that panel, it's just a matter of opening the door, lift out one shelf that covers the panel, and boom, they're. So it might be a code violation, I don't know, but it's easily accessible. There's nothing permanently covering it. It's something you can access within 10 seconds. So I feel it's fine. They're comfortable with it. So that's what I'm doing, all right? So what this machine is going to be for, I'm laying out a frame for the mirror. I'm going to dowel. It's going to be shiplapped together, all right? But I'm also going to dowel it. I don't trust just the shiplapping on the four corners. So I'm going to use this horizontal boring machine to bore the holes, 4 holes each on each style where they meet the rails. All right, so that's what I'm going to be doing with this machine. The way it works, I've got a drill bit, a 1/4-inch drill bit mounted in here. I'm going to be placing this temporary table on it. When I built this, I set this up so it drills height-wise to the middle of a regular passage or entry door. All right. Instead of, and I can adjust the table up and down, but rather than doing that, by just placing a piece of 3/8 material on here and clamping it in place here, I've set the center now to the center of a 4/4 door, which technically is 13/16, but now the height is drilling into the center of. This is easier than constantly raising and lowering this. So that's what this is, and it also has a center line. You can see where the hole's going to be bored. It has a center line here. All right, so once this is on here and clamped, I can start drilling my holes in the rails and stiles just by lining up the index marks with the mark on here, all right? And there is a foot pedal down here. When I step on the pedal, this is a hydraulic piston. It's going to come down, clamp and hold a piece of material. Drill will come forward, drill it, retract. This will come up, and then I go on to the next hole. So I have lots of video footage of building this extension tables on, because this machine originally was just a small table here. All right, so I'll put up the footage of what I did to get this beautiful setup here with these retractable stops that I have on here, so I don't have to use index lines on. But that's another video for another day. So here we go. Let's start drilling and making sawdust. You can see these, I've got center lines here. All right, and there's an index mark here on top of this small fence. So what I'm doing, I'm lining up that center line with the index mark right here. So, and then there's a foot pedal down here. So when I press the foot pedal, that first brings the plunger down, the piston that holds, it locks a piece of wood. And then the drills come forward, goes back, then comes up. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm drilling 1/4-inch holes for dowels. This is going to be the mirror door. So all I'm doing is I'm indexing off of these center lines that I've already placed on. So that's the style, and here's the rail. Okay, so you see we're set. Okay, and I have to rabbet out the back of the frame for a mirror. I've got to make a rabbet, a ledge for the mirror to rest into, and then another double ledge for a piece of 1/4-inch plywood that's going to cover the back of the mirror. So I have to drill the holes first, because once those rabbets are on there, the drill bit, you can't drill a hole up on the edge of, in other words, it would be like trying to get the center of the drill right here on the edge of the wood, and it would deflect off. So you have to drill the holes first and then do your rabbets afterward, which you'll see me doing in a minute. Really careful, you don't want to get your finger underneath there. I've never done that, but I'm guessing it would not feel too good. Okay, that's it for part 1 of the shoe cabinet. We'll take this up tomorrow, and I'll get another video on, and hope you enjoyed what you saw today, and looking forward to tomorrow. Okay, bye all.